Good ball. Read it. Let's go! Let's go! Wrapping up spring, I guess thoughts on today and what y'all saw from your group?
First, I thought on both sides, Destrehan and Karr, two quality football teams. They're clean, very well coached. You know, everybody got to work on tackling in spring. You only get 10 days, right? So I think, you know, how we prepared this spring kept some guys healthy. We get some guys back in the summer. I thought it was nice. I thought it was clean. It's good enough to give them an off day tomorrow.
So, Coach, Teron Francis, I know, made some plays out there and showed just his athletic ability. What have you really seen from him in another?
Teron is going to be who he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's going to make plays, and he's going to be the best wide receiver in the state. He's going to get the targets. He's going to get the balls. And John threw him some good balls today. I thought he placed the ball well. We had a couple of drops, but, you know, that's why he got the summer. We're not trying to be perfect today. We're trying to play physical. And I think both teams were very physical today.
The last couple of years to wrap up spring and have Karr and Destrehan on the same field as kind of measuring sticks of where y'all are and the amount of college coaches that come out to see y'all, how big is today, considering it is still just spring ball, but obviously a lot to take from it?
I think that's what it's all about, though, trying to get these kids in a moment where they can showcase their talents in front, you know, all these schools around the country, right? So I think, number one, you got to execute, and you got to be able to have the talent to be able to go to one of these schools as well, right? And it's up to the coaches to prepare that talent to make sure that they play hard and prepare hard. I think that's the key, right? And I think we're doing a good job of that. We're going to take a couple of weeks off. We're going to get back at it right after Memorial Day, and we'll see how we do against Shaw, open up the season.
Coach, what's one thing that you're most proud of your team of today?
Not getting hurt. Yeah, when you're playing spring games against somebody else, it's your first time going against somebody else in 6 months. right? So the adrenaline is gone, and then you worry about them getting hurt. But if you play fast and you play physical, you avoid that kind of stuff. So I thought both sides did a good job of that. Coach Marcus does a great job, and his staff, my staff is doing a great job. I just love the competitiveness of this scrimmage. I would love to see it in a regular season game one time.
I think we would too.
Anything in particular defensively that you might have liked today?
Defense, I think when you return, we returned 10 guys. When you return 10 guys, that's the expectation. And if you didn't notice, Corey was running with the twos a little bit, and just to get him going a little bit, just to get him going. But when he plays, number 20, you have a whole nother dynamic with him and Richard, linebackers we have, probably have the best secondary in the state. There's a whole bunch of talent out here, but we have to do a great job as coaches is to make sure that talent keep working hard, and I think that's the key.
Coach, one of the biggest things in the spring game was the defensive line. They seemed like they completely dominated Destrehan's offensive line. You guys think you guys are the best defensive line heading into this season?
They better be. It better be. Hats off to the strength and conditioning coaches, man. They've been getting after it for about 3 months now, and then being able to see that strength and that quickness, and especially that lateral quickness, transition to the field is good to see, right? And I think, we came out healthy. Destrehan got a good team, man. They're going to be a hell of a opponent. We're going to be a hell of a out, too. So, and we got to keep building. A pat on the back, 6 inches from the kick in the head. So we can't think that today is good enough. We got to keep pushing. But I think it first start off with taking a little break, resetting a little bit, and then coming back in June.
So just kind of your take on the leadership from this group. Arsenio, Corey, you got a lot of guys coming back.
Yeah, I think 17 started to turn on this team, so that's the expectation. I think leadership is the key. Before we came here, we had a pride panel meeting, a leadership council meeting about the expectations of today. The expectations of today was play hard, play physical, play together. And I think we accomplished all three.
John Johnson looked really great tonight. What are your overall thoughts about his game and how he's grown since last season?
He's going to get better. That's day one install we run. I'm talking about the same plays over and over and over again for 3 weeks, right? So when we get into the thickness of the playbook, give Oliver some more targets, give Sanchez more targets, get the young backs going. I was real happy with those guys. I think it's just going to get better and better for him. With the day one install, the throw the completions that he did today, that was pretty good.
Obviously, you can work on getting better, right, in some aspect. What do you think is the next step for this team in order to be the team that you want them to be in fall?
I think number one, it's two things. Number one, we got to stay healthy. That's the key for any ball club in the whole state, right? And number two, we have to build our camaraderie and our togetherness. If it's chemistry with the secondary, chemistry with the O-line and the D-line, we have to keep building that chemistry, and we have to do a better job as coaches to make sure that they are sticking together through this whole process.
And you mentioned that Corey was with the second team. Could you elaborate as to why?
He just missed a couple of days of practice because he had some other stuff that's going on.
Gotcha.
There wasn't no disciplinary stuff. The other guy just practice, and you reward people who are on time.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you. I'm here with Destrehan head coach Marcus Scott. Coach, I know that a lot of eyes were on this one, fans, media, college coaches, 2 championship caliber programs. How do you assess just after just the Butterflies are coming back in here in a spring game? How do you feel like your team competed here tonight?
Well, I'm actually can't wait to get to see the film, but I was pleased with our effort. I thought that the kids played hard on both ends, on both sides. They always play hard, which is why it's almost a must for us to play them in the spring, because we're going to get better no matter how many touchdowns are scored. Either way, we're going to improve. Both teams will get better, and both teams hopefully we'll have something to say in the playoffs come December.
And Carr's year in and year out, they're always contending for state titles. What does it help to, and then also their offense is one of the best in the state. You guys have a young defense. So what does going up against a team like Carr with a lot of experience help your young defense?
Well, it certainly helps us evaluate players. It also helps us evaluate effort and character. And so whenever you're pushed to the limit by someone, then we can see who's going to respond, and that's the main thing that we want to get out of the scrimmage. We want to play hard, be physical, and we want to compete. And so, I think that we accomplished some of those things today. And obviously, I just can't wait to see the film so we can improve. We have all summer to get better from this experience.
Well, it's always good to return a quarterback and get him back and get really a lot of weapons to throw the football to at wide receiver. So how much of a leap forward do you think the passing game could be this year?
I think we're excited about it. I mean, that was our 10th practice just now with a new system, new terminology, and I thought the kids picked it up rather well, considering we have limited practices.
And coach as well. I mean, just obviously you're going to look at the film. You said it yourself. You're going to watch the film, look things over. But just initial reaction, what do you think this team can improve on based on tonight?
Well, we can improve on everything. Obviously tackling, being more efficient on both sides, and so we're looking forward to the opportunity to improve.
And going back to the defense, Jace Thomas is one of your returning players from last season. He's entering his senior year. How have you seen him grown as one of the senior leaders of this team?
Well, he's grown a lot in the weight room, and once he committed to really taking the weight room seriously, you can tell the difference in the physicality of his game. So he always could run and play the ball really well, and so him adding the physicality to his game really makes him a complete player.
Well, there's a lot of highly recruited guys, a lot of coaches came out to see. Who are some younger guys, maybe not household names yet, that you've been impressed with through spring?
So we have the Greg Wilfred, who's a slot receiver. He has some offers. They have Johnny Thiel, and everybody knows about Jabari Mack and Phillip Wright. So we're excited about the receiving core. Obviously, Jackson is going to be in his second year starting, going to be a junior this year. And the back has Shane Ward has been very consistent all spring, and so we're excited about Shane as well as some of our young backs and going forward. So we have an opportunity here. We just got to continue to get better. The main thing is that both teams came out healthy. Both teams really competed hard, and that's what we wanted to get out of this whole thing.
And then one more question, and that's it for me, Coach. Another year of having Edna Karr come over here and having the spring game. How cool is it to have two big programs come in here and draw this type of attention for a spring game?
It's great. We feel this the premier spring game in the state, probably the region. Whenever you talk about the amount of college coaches that's going to be here every year and the amount of recruits that's going to be on the field at any given moment. And so, we think it's an outstanding opportunity to showcase both programs. And of course, Coach Brown and his staff always do a great job, and we just love the competition.
Appreciate it, Coach.